New York, Washington Post, a former lawyer for Martin Shkreli's companies might be heading to prison after a jury convicted him of conspiring with the former biotech executive to defraud investors. Evan Griebel, who advised companies including Retrofin, was found guilty on Wednesday, December 27, of helping Shkreli steal $11 million $14 million, to pay back investors after the hedge fund manager turned drug executive lost their money in risky trades. Griebel was expressionless as the verdict was read in federal court in Brooklyn, New York. His wife, sitting in the gallery, burst into tears. Shkreli, who was convicted in August of defrauding investors, is being held in prison while he awaits sentencing. He was ousted from Retrofin in September 2014 and went on to found Turing Pharmaceuticals, where he incited public outrage by jacking up the price of a life-saving drug more than $5,000 per century. Just 4 months later, in December 2015, he was arrested and charged with fraud. Griebel was tried separately from Shkreli. Griebel was accused of conspiring with Shkreli by helping him devise sham settlement and consulting contracts to pay back investors, using assets from Retrofin, as well as helping Shkreli in the share control scheme. Jurors in Griebel's trial were treated to a virtual repeat of testimony from Shkreli's case, with most of the witnesses, including investors, consultants, and board members, making repeat appearances. This time around, Griebel's defense lawyers were able to dig up more dirt on the witnesses to impugn their credibility, including an admission from an accountant testifying about an alleged fraud that he had engaged in his own possible ethical breach by making a $200,000 loan off the books to another client. Defense lawyers also accused a former Retrofin employee testifying about questionable transactions of engaging in cybercrimes to gather evidence. A lawyer advised him not to answer those questions on grounds of his privilege against self-incrimination. Griebel was a corporate lawyer at Catton Muchin Rosenman, and he advised Retrofin as outside counsel. Current Retrofin Chief Executive Officer Steve Aselage and former Chairman Steve Richardson alleged that Griebel appeared to show more loyalty to Shkreli than to the company, including by advising him about the terms of his employment agreement when the board was in the process of ousting Shkreli in late 2014. Emails also showed the young executive berating Griebel, calling him and his colleagues lazy and stupid and paid too much. Prosecutors alleged that Griebel showed deference to Shkreli and hatched a plan with him to engage in fraud. Other lawyers who worked with Griebel, testifying for the defense, said he was a talented attorney and that Shkreli was just a difficult client. Witnesses for Griebel said that they believed the consulting agreements were legitimate. Griebel was convicted of conspiracy to commit wire fraud for helping Shkreli steal from Retrofin and conspiracy to commit securities fraud for helping Shkreli manipulate company shares.